What's going on, guys? It's Tim back at you again to bring you another video, and today I'm going to give you guys a complete shoulder workout. Bro. Shoulders are a key muscle group to hit if you're trying to complete your aesthetic physique or just have the most athletic body possible. However, it is important that you don't fall into the trap of only training the front of your shoulders through front raises, lateral raises, and presses, the exercises people tend to focus on when they're trying to build big shoulders. To have fully developed shoulders and have them at full health, you have to develop all three heads of the shoulders, and that includes the rear deltoid, which people tend to miss out on. Now, before I get into the exercises I'm going to show you guys today, if you guys are enjoying my videos and you enjoy fitness and improving your physique in general, subscribe to my channel. The advice is completely free. So when starting any workout, if you're going for strength and hypertrophy, you want to start with the movement that you can go the heaviest on. In this case, that would be the barbell overhead press. Now for this motion, it is important that you keep your core tight and stay upright. You don't want to lean back too far, and try to keep a neutral stance with your glutes flexed. This will ensure that you have full body stability and keep you going through the full range of motion without compromising your form. That brings me to my next point. Make sure you go through the full range of motion and lock out at the top. As far as the shoulders go, this will work the anterior head and the medial head of the deltoid, that is the front and the middle of your shoulder. And if you're looking to build strength and muscle size, I would stick to 3 to 6 sets of 6 to 12 reps. I'll be sure to include a whole list of all the exercises at the end of the video as well. Moving on, we switch over to dumbbells and we do the Arnold Press. The Arnold Press is great for the anterior deltoid, and I like to do this exercise just to get a little more volume on my shoulder days. It's important when doing this exercise that you bring the hands all the way down the dumbbells in front of you, have the palms facing you, and push up with the palms still facing you to start the movement to really engage that anterior deltoid. And as always, you want to lock out at the top. So when doing this movement after the overhead press, I would say go for 4 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions just to stick to that hypertrophy range. So moving into our series of isolation exercises for the shoulders, we're going to go over each of the 3 raises, starting with the front raise. Obviously, the front raise works the front of the shoulder. Now for this movement, I like to do them one at a time. I like to really overload it by going a little heavier than normal. By going one at a time, you can control the heavy weight a little more without any swinging, without any momentum, and really you can try to hold it at the top and control the eccentric on the way down. You can also scrap the front raise with dumbbells entirely and do it with a plate, as you see here. The difference with the plate raise is when you're squeezing the plate in, you are training an isometric adduction of the arms, which is going to activate the chest. So if you do chest and shoulders on the same day like most people do, you should probably add the plate raise. And also look out for a future video. I'm going to make creative variations of the plate raise that you can add to your regimen. Moving on to the lateral raise, this works the medial head of the deltoid or the lateral head, since they're not called medial raises. Now for this motion, I go both arms at once, and I go a little bit lighter and try to hold it at the top for a little bit longer than I do for the front raise. It's easy on this motion to really include the traps a little too much, so if you hold it at the top and control the eccentric on the way down, you're going to kick the lateral head of the deltoid back in and let them take over the motion. And this is what you got to do if you want to see the best results possible. Now last but not least, we want to cover the rear deltoid. The rear deltoid is very important for not just looks, but also shoulder health. You want to be sure that you balance out any anterior or lateral head of the deltoid training with the rear deltoid training in order to keep your shoulder as healthy as possible. I just discussed this in my previous video about shoulder health and avoiding shoulder pain, and I will link that in the description down below. If you guys haven't watched it, you should go take a look. Now when doing this exercise, the trick is to hinge forward far enough so that when you retract your scapula by getting your shoulders behind you, it's a little higher up by the shoulders, and this will avoid the lower or mid traps from taking over the whole movement. Now you may still feel a little bit of trap activation, but by keeping the elbows and the hands high enough and really driving it with the elbows, you're going to feel the majority of this motion in the rear deltoids. Just be sure not to let your elbows go too high and flare out too much, or you won't complete the range of motion and you might actually impinge your shoulder a little bit. So as far as your set and rep range goes for all 3 forms of the raise, I'd say do all 3 of them in a row in a superset, 3 to 4 sets, 10 to 12 reps. And obviously a superset is not required, but it will raise your exercise intensity. Finishing up the list, what better exercise than the face pull? Not only is the face pull a great corrective exercise for any day that you do a pushing motion, but it is also a great way to load up and train your rear deltoids. As you see here, by keeping my elbows up at shoulder height and leading with my hands and really throwing my shoulders back, I'm getting a great contraction in my rear deltoids and my upper traps as well. And with face pull, it's as important as any that you hold that concentric contraction and control the eccentric contraction. For the face pull, I would stick to the same hypertrophy range, just 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions. So that wraps up this video, and I'm going to include a graphic here of the exact workout, all the sets and reps that you guys can do. So hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it very helpful. Be sure to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. Also be sure to comment down below what you thought of the video and what you guys want to see in the future, what muscle groups I should cover next. So thank you guys again for watching and for all the support, and I'll catch you in the next video.